What do you think's going to happen? Like with everything, it's just crazy right now, crazy times.
I think it has to get worse before it gets better. And that's sort of where we're at right now. We're going to see the polarity moving into 2025 get a lot worse. So it could be riots, it could be protesting, it could be potentially even a civil war, right? I also think that there's going to be a lot of disillusionment. So, I mean, we've got AI. Think of fake news, but on steroids,
Mm.
right? It's like CEOs saying stuff that they didn't actually say, or,
Hmm.
presidential candidates or, individuals in politics saying stuff that, isn't actually them, right? So, with the disillusionment, there's going to be this big question, which is, what is true anymore, right? What is real reality? And when all else fails us as far as what is real, especially online, we've got to start using our extrasensory abilities. We've got to start going within and utilizing discernment. It's no longer about fact checking. It's no longer about what scientist or doctor is saying what. It's now going to be about, how do I feel about this? Do I
Mm.
resonate with this? So there's going to be a huge surge in spirituality, and also a huge surge in things like fake alien invasions and like, different agendas playing out to create more chaos, more fear, and disillusionment. So that's going to be really important. And I do have a couple of other very specific predictions that I picked up on when I was remote viewing Trump and his sort of next 4 years.
Mm.
So I actually saw that there is going to be an attempted follow-up assassination. And I saw that it wasn't going to work. So it wasn't going to happen or wasn't going to work, but there is going to be another attempt. And what I saw anyway was that it could potentially happen right after inauguration in January or February.
Wow.
So that's just something to keep in mind. I mean, not totally surprising. I did predict the first and the second one.
Really?
Yeah. So, but once again, not super surprising there. I did see stock market crash, a mini financial reset, not a huge financial reset, but definitely a financial reset to a certain extent. I don't think it'll be as bad as 2008,
Mhm.
but I think we're going to see a huge shift, especially in the stock market side of things, sort of more the traditional. And then I also saw, once again, no surprise here, but AI to change every industry in the way that it's actually going to empower the individual. I know that, we talked about disillusionment and how it can be really damaging for what is real,
Mhm.
but also I think that it's going to expedite a lot of things that people don't necessarily need to be taking the time doing. So that's just something to watch for because, once again, it's a scary thing. I don't really know how to feel about that. And then I also saw too destabilization of global relations. Okay. And then specifically, there's going to be a change in access to goods. I don't really know what that's going to look like. I don't know. I really don't know. It's just what
Yeah.
I picked up
Well,
on.
he's talked about the tariffs a lot, so seems like there
Right.
is change.
So that could be a part of that, right? And then also, yeah, there was also going to be a focus on eradicating chemicals from food and water and air, which I think less Trump, more
Yeah.
RFK. But that was actually very clear. I was happy to see that. Not just something that we're all speculating on, but something that I did see actually happening. And then huge power shift as well going to happen in the next 4 years. So the individuals who have had power, the deep state, the shadow government, they're going to be losing power. They
Mm.
already are, but it's going to happen rapidly, which is exciting, but also a bit scary because they still have their control in every industry. So what are they going to do if they're really scared, right?
Yeah.
What are they going to do if they're backed into a corner? And then, like we mentioned before, more crimes against humanity being exposed, which especially a focus on trafficking, which I think we can all be happy about.
Mhm.
Another very interesting thing that I picked up on was that I saw Trump having a heart attack
Whoa.
actually in the third year of his term. And I did ask if it was, say, natural. Is it maybe a direct energy weapon? Like, who knows? And no, it looked like it was a totally natural heart attack. I'm not surprised. I mean,
I mean, he's out here
look at the
eating.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he's in a position. But yeah, so I saw that in the third year of his term. Now we have to understand too that timelines can and do change all the time. So these are just things, impressions that I was probing when I took a look at the next 4 years. So
that's just assuming nothing changes it. No outside events.
Yeah, exactly. So, and as always, take it or leave it. But there's also going to be massive cosmic disclosure as well in the next 4 years. We're already seeing it happen, but it's going to continue exponentially.
Yeah. So that's just the government announcing more alien stuff, you're saying?
Yes. And then also like there's going to be sort of real and projected sort of alien attacks as well. Not attacks, but I think, Project Bluebeam, I think they do have the technology to do something like that. And I think that there are still a lot of organizations that are outside of the presidential control. So I don't think that Trump's going to have anything to do with the fake alien invasion. But I do think that they're going to stage something. And I also think that something real is currently happening and will continue to happen as well.
Wow.
Which is tough, right? It's tough to discern between what's an illusion, what's a projection, what's an agenda, and what's really actually taking place.
Yeah. Do you believe anything the government said about aliens and UFOs?
Yeah, I mean, I think in so many ways it's like religion or the Bible, right? You get like maybe 10% of truth and then 90%.
Right.
And I think that that's what we're seeing right now. Mostly they want to just control the narrative. I really think that that's the only reason why they have a huge push in Congress to talk about UAPs and UFOs and even aliens. Like finally they're having the conversation on, great, they're real, but who's manning the craft? Who's behind it? Which is a really important conversation to have and to expose. But I do think that they are trying to sort of control the narrative before it gets out of their hand.
Right.
And it quickly is.
Yeah, it seems like it because they're too slow.
Yeah.
They got to go through all these hearings and everything. By the time they do that, there's 20 YouTube videos about
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're spot on. You're talking about this stuff daily, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm trying to track all of the trends and everything in this field and sort of help people with the discernment,
Right.
And as always, even with my stuff, like I know what I talk about is just crazy. And I wish that it wasn't. Like, I wish this wasn't the case. Like, I wish we could just talk about butterflies and rainbows, but like this is really happening. And I think by talking about it, but by talking about it in a neutral and even a higher vibrational way, we can be aware of the agendas and conspiracies without any fear behind it.
Right.
Because the fear is what really feeds the matrix.
And you're on the inside. That's why I like talking to you because you're at these meetings, you know what I mean? These Galactic Federation meetings.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through 4 different people to find out what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. And one person who read a book or one person who saw, someone else talking about it.
Right.
It's the game of telephone, right? Like, let's just go right to the source. And I've said this before, but I know that one day I'll be out of a job because everyone will be able to do what I can do. I don't think that I'm special. I don't think I have some sort of gift from God. I think that everyone can quiet their mind, close their eyes, and concentrate and gain access to the exact same information.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Wherever you guys are watching this show, I would truly appreciate it if you follow or subscribe. It helps a lot with the algorithm. It helps us get bigger and better guests, and it helps us grow the team. Truly means a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, and here's the episode.